There's a lot of people that come in, they're like, oh man, I've been looking for a good gumbo or looking for a place that sells beignets all the time. I love when those people come in because I feel like it's a little bit of a challenge. If my gumbo doesn't taste as good as grandma's, so it's gonna be a hard thing to match, and nobody's gonna beat grandma, come on now. I grew up in New Orleans, born and raised. Always grew up cooking. I remember the first thing I made was scrambled eggs, and I was so proud of myself and wanted to make it every weekend. Eventually, I got a job working at this place called Crescent City Beignets when we lived in Houston. I'm pretty sure I only got the job because I was actually from New Orleans and knew what everything was supposed to taste like. New Orleans food pulls from a lot of different cultures. There's a lot of African influence, French, Spanish. So it's kind of like a melting pot of flavors and combinations that appeals to a lot of people. My main goal was to pull some things that people know but never got a chance to try. I don't know anywhere else in New York where you can get Louisiana-style BBQ shrimp. I wanted to have a way to introduce people to these things that I grew up on and that I've loved my entire life that no one can really find here. I still get a lot of people that come in and they're like, what is a po' boy? Po' boys are definitely a New Orleans and Louisiana staple. It starts with the po' boy bread. We ship up Leidenheimer bread. It's a really popular bakery down in New Orleans. It's one of the go-tos for good New Orleans style French bread for po' boys. I mean, it's one of those things that really sets it apart from other sandwiches. It's just so airy on the inside, crispy on the outside. It almost disappears as you bite into it. And I wanted to take some of the same flavor profiles, but think outside of the box and still be something that's easily accessible to people that have never experienced a po' boy at all. The Versailles is my homage to the Vietnamese American community in New Orleans. The Vietnamese influence and culture in New Orleans is like almost as prevalent as Italian is in New York. A lot of the great French bread comes from Vietnamese bakeries. My way of paying homage was by making a banh mi style sandwich with a little fried catfish. I wanted to add that sweet, sour, spicy sauce with the Satsuma pepper sauce, cilantro, the pickled cabbage, the carrot, throwing in some of those classic banh mi type flavors, but doing it with my little Creole twist to it. The Granddaddy is named after my granddad who passed away a few years ago. And the first time I ever had barbecue shrimp was at his house. And I fell in love with it immediately. As soon as I had it, I wanted to know how to make it. And I wanted my mom to make it. I wanted to learn how to make it myself. To have that flavorful, spicy shrimp added with the sweet sour of the onion jam, that pickled cabbage on top that rounds out that flavor, where it's just so many layers of flavor in one bite on one sandwich. Cajun cooking is a little more country, pulling from the land, coming from whatever is around you, wherever you live, whereas Creole is a lot more city cooking. I try to focus a little bit more on the Creole because I am Creole, but there's a lot of mismatching and cross-culturing. I feel like gumbo is something that kind of crisscrosses. Gumbo is kind of like a stew. It's got to sit there for a while. It's usually served over rice, super rich in flavor. There's a lot of layers, a lot of meatiness to it. My gumbo is a Creole gumbo. I put in onions, celery, bell pepper. I also put in shrimp, andouille, sausage. Beignets I describe as little deep fried clouds of deliciousness covered with powdered sugar. For me, a good beignet has a little tooth on the outside, nice and fluffy, airy on the inside. And then with the powdered sugar on top or the caramel sauce that we sell on the side, it just takes it to a whole other level. Even when I make them now, I remember going on school trips to Cafe Du Monde in elementary school and getting powdered sugar all over me. So when people come here and eat it and they're like, oh, I'm so sorry I got powdered sugar everywhere, I'm like, it's fine. I'm a professional and it still happens. If there's no powdered sugar on the table, you didn't do it right. Louisiana-style cooking. It's one of those things that, like, especially if you grew up on it or you really appreciate the culture, if you're gonna do it, you gotta do it right. That's my biggest goal, is to do it right. That's why I get so many things shipped up from there. Like, it's gotta be authentic, it's gotta be real. Because if you're gonna half-ass it, like, you might as well not even do it. So I tell people when I was coming up with my beignet recipe and they're like, oh, is it as good as Cafe Du Monde? I'm like, I wouldn't have even opened if it wasn't as good, if not better.